In this episode of the Effective E-commerce Podcast, we're going to be talking about all the legal things you need to do to open a business. This includes, should you get an LLC? Should you get a DBA, escort? Do you need a trademark? What kind of legal certificates do you need to be selling in your state? And we'll talk about the bank account and credit card stuff. I have Ariana on the podcast again. And Ariana has her own passion product business called Vino Cards. So you want to give a quick 1 or 2 sentences summary of Vino Cards?
Yeah, so Vino Cards is a wine course in flashcard form, essentially meaning that it's a set of cards that highlight wine varietals from around the world. So you'll learn about what to look for in smell and taste, color of the wine, and an interesting fact about it, and as well as what it pairs with. So it's perfect for wine tastings and just a really fun, interactive way to learn about wine.
So that's her own passion product. And if you don't know, this is a big thing that I personally like to do. I like to teach people how to create their own passion product. For instance, that for me, that's performance nut butter. And all the word passion product means is like a unique product that you actually believe in, that you want to sell. So this isn't just another private label drop shipping type of thing. It's something unique that you want to sell. And in this episode, we're going to be detailing Ariana's story on how she created her passion product. Specifically, this episode is obviously, like I said, about the legal aspects. So for everybody listening and watching on YouTube, tomorrow is the big day. I'm releasing the Passion Product Formula beta course. And basically what that means, I'm going to take 10 people. So you, me, and 9 other entrepreneurs gonna sign up, and basically I'll teach you how to create your own passion product like I did for Performance Nut Butter and Ariana did for Vino Cards. And we'll probably in the next episode talk about how it's been going for Ariana and Vino Cards. Spoiler alert, it's been going pretty well. So just quickly before we jump into it, the course is gonna include obviously the course itself, at least 6 group coaching sessions, at least 2 one-on-one sessions with me, all the courses I've ever done, a checklist for getting started. And the moral of the story is, the reason I keep saying at least 2 sessions, at least 6 sessions, whatever, is because I'm going to do everything it takes to make you successful. I want to teach you how to create a passion product, and this is basically so I can get a testimonial. I want you to be successful so I get a testimonial. I'm capping it at 10 people because I'm going to be pouring my heart and soul into all 10 of these people to get their business up to speed. All right, now that the commercial is out of the way, let's talk about what it takes to get a business. So first off, babe, Ariana, let's talk about what you chose and why. And I'll fill in any of the gaps because I've done different legal entities before. And there's DBA, LLC, and escort, and we chose DBA. Do you want to talk about a little bit about that?
Yeah, I mean, I guess I didn't really know what an LLC was, but based on, I guess, what you did and like research overall, it seems like LLC is more, it's useful if you have like a food product.
Yeah.
It seems like, and I don't, and so DBA, we just simply opened a bank account with the business name on it, so it could really just be a separate entity from me.
Yeah, so an LLC, for everybody listening, is the reason she said it's helpful for a food-based product. It's helpful for anything that you might get sued with.
Yeah.
Because you want to separate yourself from the business. So if something happens, someone gets sick or they want to sue Performance Nut Butter, they can go after it, but they can't go after my assets. Where with Vino Cards, we did it as a DBA because the chances of someone being able to have a real case against Vino Cards and suing Ariana is not that good. Plus, she doesn't have a lot of assets, to be honest. I mean, you know, they can take her student loan debt, right? You can take your student loan debt. Yeah, exactly. But so those are the 2 big ones. And then, have we ever talked about escort before? Do you know anything about that?
I think so.
Okay.
I don't remember, I guess.
So just to go back to the LLC thing, in California, it's an $800 a year. I think it's like a few $100s to sign up, plus $800 a year to renew it, where a DBA is $99 with LegalZoom. So that's the first way it's going to save you probably at least $1,000.
Yeah, and it's a really simple process online.
Yeah.
I simply sent in my information about the business, what it is, and then they handled everything online for me. So they did all the filing and processing. I had to wait, granted, like a month and a half for it.
This is with LegalZoom?
With LegalZoom.
Yeah.
And then, they just took care of everything, and then they sent it over to me.
Yeah, and if you're going to get an LLC or an escort or a DBA, I'd just go with LegalZoom personally. Yeah, it's pretty easy.
Yeah, definitely.
I did for my business, it's an LLC, but it's taxed as an S-Corp. That's another way you can save some money. I'm not going to get into all the tax benefits of that, but basically you can pay yourself a bonus at the end of the year if you're an S-Corp. And yeah, there's a whole bunch of things. There's also a C-Corp if you're looking to get a bunch of investors, but that's beyond the scope of this episode. Was there anything else about the DBA or anything that comes to mind that you wanted to talk about?
Well, with the DBA overall, I mean, that was just helpful to open the bank account. So once we had all of the files, we used Citibank.
US Bank.
US Bank.
Yeah.
We used US Bank. You can use whatever bank you want, of course, but that just seemed to work well. And we took all the files, and then the only thing I would say is maybe try to get an EIN beforehand.
Right.
To take it over to the bank, and that's basically like a social security in a way, but for the business.
Yeah, I think it's employment identification number. It's exactly like you said. It's a social security number for the business, and so you take that to the bank. You don't need that necessarily. We didn't have it when we opened hers.
That's true.
But we had the DBA paperwork. So you need DBA paperwork, LLC paperwork, S-Corp paperwork, whatever. You take it to the bank, and you want to talk about that process a little bit?
It's so simple.
Yeah,
it's
super
just
easy.
You go in, tell them that you want to start a business account, and since you have all the paperwork, they can just simply open it. And it took, the person we talked a while.
Yeah,
but
it probably took an hour and a half for us, but that's longer than usual.
Yeah, I think, at max an hour, even
usually.
less probably.
Yeah. And so I personally have used US Bank for a lot of my accounts. This isn't a commercial. They just charge less fees, it seems like. Though, do your own research, because if I were to do it over again, there's a chance that I would change. I'm not sure who I'd change to, but I've used historically US Bank. They don't charge any fees for low-end accounts.
It's just a preference. It really doesn't matter.
Well, no, but some of the other banks do charge fees.
Yeah, but it's a preference of what the person would like to use, I guess.
Yeah, but like Citibank, I think they wanted to charge us like $20 a month, and that's just silly.
Just crazy, yeah.
Yeah, so that didn't make any sense.
Yeah.
I think the next thing, we talked about trademarks. And you want to talk a little bit about trademarks and what our thought process or what your thought process has been on that so far?
Well, I'm still learning about what it is. We haven't trademarked yet, but it seems to be very specific on the design itself, or like there's certain limitations on what you can trademark overall. So definitely do your research on that. And then there's a cost associated with that. But
yeah, so it's it's like $275 or something.
Roughly,
yeah, and it's going to be for Vino Cards or even Performance Nut Butter. There's two different types of trademarks. There's probably more than that, but you can do a logo mark or like an I forget what it's called, like an art mark basically, or you can do a word mark. So I can trademark the logo of Performance Nut Butter, but I can't trademark the name Performance Nut Butter because it's too generic.
Yeah.
Same thing with Vino Cards.
Yeah, absolutely.
We could trademark the logo, but we can't trademark the name because it's too generic. But now here's the big thing. Ariana automatically, when we talked about it, you wanted a trademark. The truth is, trademarking doesn't give you as much protection as you might think.
Yeah.
If a bigger company comes along and they want to sue you over it, even if you have the rights to it, there's always, if they have more money, they can basically drain your bank account. So I think the only reason people should get a trademark is if you're willing to spend $50,000 to $100,000 in legal fees to sue somebody else. That's actually one of two reasons. The second reason is if you sell on Amazon and you want to get, I'm blanking on the term right now, but you get extra features, extra selling features. So basically you can put images, you can put like, in the description of the product, you can put all kinds of cool stuff to help sell your product.
Which could be beneficial overall.
Yeah, and so it is worth it because of that. You get access to extra features. And it does provide you some protection. Maybe some big company might decide that it's not worth the trouble to come after you. So that is a thought as well. I think the next thing we can talk about, it's really, people get hung up on all the legal things to starting a business. A lot of people.
Yeah, 100%. And I honestly felt like I had to do everything at the very beginning too. But really it was just, we did all of these legal things after the fact that, like, after designing it, after we did a Kickstarter,
after the Kickstarter, yeah,
everything. And so it was just taking it step by step. Like, once you have the account, awesome, what do we do next? Like,
Right.
just take it step by step, and then it's not as overbearing.
And this is not legal advice, but most people, they focus on all this legal junk before they've ever sold a single product. It's like, you're gonna end up spending $1,000 on legal fees or on legal like business licenses, etc. And you don't even know if your business is gonna go work. Like, go test it out. Go see if you can make some sales. That's another thing. People get hung up on business cards and maybe they should make t-shirts for their company. All this like random junk. Don't do that. Like, go make sales. So for us, we did the Kickstarter first. And once again, that might not be the best legal strategy. There might be some issues with it. But the government isn't coming after, Vino Cards that made $5,000 on Kickstarter. And we still report it afterwards, after we get all the legal documents. But it's just like, they got bigger fish to fry, basically. So the next thing, I guess, is the seller's permit. A lot of people get hung up on that. You want to talk a little bit about your experience with that?
Yeah, seller's permit. So for California, again, it was super simple. You just go to their website, and you had filled one out for me earlier, which I didn't realize, but it was simple. I just logged in with all of my information, again, simple, my name, business name, all of that. And I think that's it, right? It was just it's free.
It's another one of those things where people get really hung up on, oh, what's the legal thing I need to do? It's like, you just go to some website, you fill it out, it was free. Yeah. It's just not that big of a deal.
Yeah, but again, it's just another piece of paper that allows you to really legitimize your business. So it takes steps towards that, but I mean, it's really simple to do.
So the last thing I think we'll talk about is credit cards, and this is a favorite topic of mine.
Mine too.
Yeah, now yours too. And the reason I say that is because a lot of people in America have this fear of credit cards. You did when I first met you.
I did, yeah.
Yeah, and if you should be using credit cards. Credit cards should not be using you. And what I mean by this is a lot of credit cards will pay you to sign up and spend money with them, and don't spend more money than you have. But basically, you want to talk about this a little bit, and then I'll fill in the gaps, actually?
Okay, yeah. So basically what I like about credit cards is, I guess the important thing is to look for a credit card that is worth signing up with, because a lot of them give you sign-up points. So if
$500, $1,000.
Yeah, all of this towards travel, or really whatever you want to use. We use it towards travel and hotels and things like that. But a lot of them, for example, for the one I used was the Chase Mileage Plus card, and it's like a United card that gives you 50,000 bonus miles, right, just for spending $3,000 in 3 months.
Which, if you have a business, is easy to do.
Simple. You can just put your ads on there, and then
and maybe wait till you're about to buy a new computer or Christmas gifts, whatever it is. And there's a lot of, you can search around. There's a lot of strategies on how to game the system. With this, I'll save that for another episode or something. But Chase Sapphire Rewards is another one. Yeah, did you get that one too? Mm-hmm. Yeah. All these give you about 50,000 miles or points, and if you use them correctly, it's like worth $1,000 easily. I haven't paid for a flight. I think maybe I have paid for 1 or 2 flights just because it was so cheap. But usually I haven't paid for a flight in 7 or 8 years. My credit card points pay for all my flights. So start using credit cards. Don't let credit cards use you. Any other thoughts on this?
Like that? No, I mean, other than that, just keep up with the payments, and then the reward is so awesome. Yeah. Just by using what you already spend every month anyway. So it's nice to kind of easily use a credit card and give you points.
Yeah, absolutely. Love it. So I think the moral of this story is, don't be afraid of all the legal things. And every state's a little bit different, but for sure in the US, it's super simple. Some countries might be slightly more complicated. And as a reminder, tomorrow is the big day. I'm launching the Passion Product Formula. I'm only taking 10 people. And the truth is, I almost didn't charge anything for this course. It's not about the money for me. The only reason I'm charging anything is to make sure you're serious. I want to only accept people that are gonna do this, that are gonna launch, they're gonna create their own passion product. So basically, I'm gonna teach you how to create your own unique product, sell it, crowdfund it with a Kickstarter, sell it on Amazon, hopefully make a lot of passive income. And the only thing I want out of this is a testimonial from you. So I want you to be so successful that when I go to launch the real version of the course, you'll be one of the testimonials on my page. So I'm gonna be pouring my heart and soul in this. It comes with a ton of bonus. Every course I've ever done, like everything I can do to make you wanna join this, I am doing. And like I said, 10 people, so it's gonna be a real intimate little family here. So if you're serious in 2019 on creating passive income, creating your own business, this is like an amazing opportunity. I wish I would have had this. I've been jealous of Ariana the whole time. I told her, like, when I first started, I had no idea what I was doing, and I felt like I gave you a little bit of a roadmap, and it's been working. Amazon sales have been doing really well.
Yeah, it's worth it.
Yeah, so hopefully I see you guys in the course, and that's it. I'll put a link up here to the course and a link down below to the course that'll be launching tomorrow. And other than that, have a good new year. See you guys.